Hello, hey, hi, this is Sagar Shetty. So I welcome you again for the second video of the coding interview questions. And in this particular video series, we are going to cover all the frequently asked coding interview questions. In the previous tutorial, we worked on the FizzBuzz problem and the optimized FizzBuzz problem. In this particular video, we would be covering up on another set of questions that I was interviewed with. So directly moving on to the question. So say for example, the interviewer asked me that I'm having a string and I want the last word length of the string. Okay, so now say for example, he says that I want to count the last word length from a string. So say for example, the string is as Sam is a big guy. Okay, so now over here the last word over here is guy, and output the length, the number of characters in this particular word are 3, and hence the output should be 3. Now he may once you resolve the issue, he may ask you that what if the last character is a full stop, and he doesn't want to calculate if the last word is a full stop. And also he may ask that instead of calculating the last word, I want the calculation of the second last word, maybe the big. So he wants a calculation of that particular word. So even that is a possibility. There are many tweaks that interviewer can make, but these are some of the ones that I was interviewed with. And let's move on to the let's move on to the coding part. So yep. So here is my main problem, or the main program, which basically is the static void main. And this one is the FizzBuzz problem, which we resolved in the previous video. If you're not had a look at it, you can directly go on to that particular problem video. I would keep it in the description box. So moving on to the last word problem. This one is the class. Yep. So this one is the actual method which would get executed. Okay, first I'm entering the text, and then I'm reading it from the taking it from as a part of the console.read line, inserting that is as a text, passing that as a part of the function, and which basically gives me the length of a particular text last word. Okay, so now what I've done is I've split the text using the split function, and space in between. Basically it would, and what I would be doing is I would storing that as a part of a array of string, and I would take the last word, that is length minus 1. Okay, so I would take the last word and take its length. So if I go ahead and run this particular problem, Sam is a big guy. So the output is good, and we are good over here. What if? So now moving on to the second question. What if the interviewer asks that if I enter Sam is a big guy, full stop. Now the actual output would be 4, but he wants that the program should not calculate the full stop as a part of this. So that the text length is 4, but the program should not calculate that. Okay, so yeah, let's make some tweaks to this particular program. And yep, so I have already taken the split. Okay, I'm introducing a string which basically gives me the last word. I'm storing that. This is not a necessity, but I'm just storing that for my purpose itself. I'm storing as a last word. Okay, then I'm checking if the last word dot contains, if it contains a full stop, then if it contains a full stop, then what I would be doing is okay. So over here what I have done is I'm taking another variable for calculating the last word count. So it's not actually required, but it's like I have taken it for so both these variables even can be replaced directly with like split text length minus 1, but instead of writing at each and every place split text length minus 1, it would give some additional overhead. I have stored that as a part of the variable. Okay. uh, Post that, what I have done is I have checked if it contains the last word contains a full stop, then uh, calculate on this particular basis. Okay, like I've splitted that as a part of the full stop. Okay, what it would do is it would split the last word as a part of the full stop, and then it would calculate the number of length. So since it's our word or the actual text can contain anything, it's like the word can be like I'm having a full stop big guy, or guy like this, or it can also have g dot u dot. So even this is a possible string. I know it's not possible in the actual world, but the input can be anything. So we have to be prepared for each and every input, and that's why what I've done is I've taken a split of this particular. So basically this one would highlight me the length of a particular. It would split the last word into three different places. So the length of this particular would be 3. What is the number of characters that I'm having? So basically this character would be 1 2 3 4 and 5. 5 plus 1, that is 6, minus 3. Okay, so the length is 3, and that's why it would give me the actual word. Okay, so let's see this one in action. Okay, I'm saving this particular function. I would get a breakpoint over here. And I would rerun this particular program just for the understanding. Hmm. Now the last word for this is a 5 character word, right? So now if it contains full stop, but it contains two different full stops. If I go ahead and calculate just remove the last full stop using dot remove method, it would just remove the last full stop, and it would not remove the another the another full stop, right? So it's always better to, or else I would have to loop on the I would have to loop on the all the characters and check if this contains a full stop. I keep on looping up till the last word comes up, and that is why where I thought to take another route. and what I did was I split the word based out of dot full stop, and this is what gives me three different characters, the 1 2 and 3. Okay, and what I did is the length of this particular character is always is 5, means it based off the last word plus length, that is 5, plus 1 gives us 6, and minus 3. So hence the last word count becomes 3, and our output is as follows. So yep, now moving on to the another problem. What if the interviewer asks me that, okay, instead of calculating the last word, I would like to go with the second last word. Okay, so now anybody would say, let's make this, instead of 1 I would directly make it as 2, which gives me the last word. Now this one would work in a case where the number of string characters are more, or the number of words in a string are more than 2. In that case it would work. But what if it's a single word string? Share you that. Here gives us the index out of range exception, and now we can resolve this using if this is less than 0, okay, then directly return 0, since there is no second word. Okay, so that's why we are second last word, that's why we are directly returning 0. Else what I would do is I would store the variable okay. And there is one more thing that I missed. Okay, if what if there is one more thing that I missed. What if the last word doesn't contains uh, the last word doesn't contains a full stop? Okay, then in that case it would directly return 0 in most of the cases. We do not want that. So in that case I would return a else condition, and I would take, if it doesn't contains this, directly return last word count equal to last word dot length, and I'm happy to go. Yep. So let's calculate it. So now I've entered the text, the length is 0. Sam is a big guy, full stop. The length would be 3. That's good. Sam is a big guy, and the length is against 3. So this one would help us resolve all the queries. So if you have any questions or doubts, and if you have any comments, add that in the comment section and I would respond to them. So feel free to like, share and subscribe this particular video. And yep, thank you everyone.